Hello, everybody. Welcome to StonesThrow Cities Beneath. I am Christina Wolfgram, your current dungeon master. Ha ha ha. This I said that I wanted to practice hosting, so Anna was generous enough to hand over the reins to me tonight, and I will be leading a Q&A with our amazing cast members,
Yeah.
Anna Prosser, Rachel Seltzer, Bo Bascoro. Anyone? Did I miss anyone?
No, Nathan Sharp,
No.
who is our dungeon master, is not currently here.
So if you have any questions for him, just shout them really loud, and
I'll
maybe
just ask Silgar because he's actually standing in place for Nate.
He may not answer because he's rude.
Yeah,
our
right.
true boss.
He said he was just here to observe.
Yeah.
As a little side note,
Yeah.
we just finished our first season. We had our finale streaming last week. So if you're here and you're like, "Where's the D&D?" It was last week, and you may want to catch up on season 1. That's why we're doing this Q&A, so you have time.
D was inside of you all along.
And the YouTubes.
I did want to say, I think because we decided to make this an Ask Us Anything, there will be spoilers. I don't think anything too major, but just in case you feel like you don't want to get anything spoiled, don't go, but like we'll miss you, but we understand.
Maybe just like take a step away for a moment or put us on mute.
Well,
Yeah, just watch.
To shout it out, right? We'll be like, "Hey, spoiler!"
Yeah, yeah.
It's the whole show we're talking about, though, so I guess we'll just do it now. Spoiler, Christina's right.
Yes, we're getting ready to talk about everything. Spoiler.
We're getting ready to talk about everything. So our amazing Discord has been asking questions like all day, and I'm really excited to get into these. So we're going to start there. And if you have questions that you're not hearing, please feel free to add them to chat. We'll be looking at those. But first, we're going to start with Discord. Okay. So our first question. What is your social security? No, just kidding.
Bro.
What?
1, 2.
I set it off this month already. I'll do it again.
For real?
Okay.
Your taxes.
What was everyone's most shocking or character-defining moment so far?
Oh.
Bo, do you have one off the top of your head?
Shocking defining moment or like
It's shocking or defining.
Okay. I would say off the bat, the first thing that comes to mind is when we found out that Zarnus handed us over to Indigo.
Oh.
I just thought about it right now and started sweating and got a chill. It like physically was so viscerally irritating for me. And I genuinely, I think I texted Anna afterwards and I was like, dude, I felt like I just caught my girlfriend cheating on me. It felt like such a betrayal. And so there have been a number of moments. I think that one was like the most shocking moment.
Yeah.
I have a few, but we'll leave it for that as that one for now.
Totally. As a fan, I can't wait to see how that plays out, because even when we were filming the season finale and I was sitting next to you and Zarnus came up, literally like you became like a Halloween cat. Like you're like like it was crazy to feel that because
and then freaking Basterfield was like, "Oh, it's like your dad." I'm like, "He's not my real dad." They got me into my like broody daddy issues. So,
see, these are the spoilers we're talking about. That's not his real dad.
Yeah. Sorry, spoilers. Turns out.
Wait, the fish guy? Is that true?
Neither Kadal nor Bo's real dad.
I sent him Omaha steaks. That's not your dad.
Oh my God, that's a really good present. Rachel, did you have any moments come to mind?
That's an expensive present from an expensive fancy boy. It was these moments that like Nate creates are wild, and then the way that like our group has been playing with them, I don't know. It's so fun to be a part of. But the moment we were on the road to town for the first time, when the Order Under put us on that kind of like BS quest,
Yeah.
and Luna had a note from Basterfield, and Marlowe had, or was it Marlowe, or was it the doppelganger Marlowe? We don't know. But
We
he
still
had
don't know that
a
either.
letter, and the letter was for House Demonstrata. And the way that Nate just like dropped that bomb in the middle of the walk, like me and my character both just like stopped. And it wasn't until everyone else just realized that they were like, "Oh, Lacan, are you okay?" I was like, I don't. First of all, I don't have feelings, so I don't know what you're talking about. But second of all, and Luna, that like Anna, you played that so perfect because it was this little bit of knowledge that you had, and then you shared with Kadal, and that we're able to kind of like, you know, play with these secrets like a football, even though we're online and we're, you know, kind of talking to each other. It just unveiled like perfectly this great secret about kind of Lacan's family and where he came from and how they're involved in the plot, and then, you know, why everyone else would feel in any way invested in going to check out his family story. So I was like, masterful, Nate. Well done.
That was so early on too. Like,
Yeah.
you handled that like a pro because that was very shocking.
Everyone did.
So I actually didn't realize you didn't know that was happening. I thought that up until I was today years old when I found out that you didn't know. This whole time I was like, oh, Nate must have messaged Rachel before this and told him get ready for a crazy thing.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh. Wow. Yeah. And like I'm as the new D&D player, like I haven't seen how much you developed your backstory, but like how far back into your brain did you have to go to like access those emotions, or was it just like to the front of your brain all at once?
I think the shock of Nate dropping the information in, like the very mechanical way that like he as the DM was just like, and now, boom, we're gonna crush your soul. Like I was not expecting it, right? We were on a walk into the city. We were dealing with other people's problems, and so like I think the shock that you can kind of see through my character and what he would feel finding his family name kind of involved in this sort of thing was also the shock that like, you know, like when teacher calls on you in class and like you know the answer, but like you weren't ready to raise your hand. And
Oh, that's a good way of describing it. Yeah.
it was an answer about my family and my house. So it was personal, but
Yeah.
it was really cool. It set the tone, kind of like Anna said. It was so early on, and I think you know, we all kind of got to have a couple moments like that thanks to Nate.
Yeah, seriously. Well, and speaking of moments thanks to Nate, Anna, I'm wondering, do you have like a most shocking moment? That would be kind of hard. Or a character defining moment?
Character defining, I think, is a little more obvious, but the most shocking that I want to talk about is that the Van Richten moment. So for people who don't know, who haven't watched Dice Camera Action, Rudolph Van Richten is an NPC that is in canon in Curse of Strahd, which is where Dice Camera Action began. And Van Richten is Nate's character's enemy, and there's a whole bit about them hating each other. And Van Richten actually has had like some very serious dealings with my character Evelyn, et cetera, et cetera. You don't really need to know, but basically, like, huge attachment. His presence means things. And I don't know where I was. It was just do, not paying attention. Like, it's a writer. His initials are VR. I was like, burr, 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 like, just totally not at all clocking that, when apparently chat also was already clocking that. And I just was not at all. And then he said Van Richten. And my response literally was I had to drop to the floor to deal with that for a moment. And that was not like me, like that was my real response, just a full nope. No, I need a second. That person is not supposed to be here right now.
I've watched that clip so many times because I didn't realize that was happening during the show because I was listening just for clues or something, and like she literally faints. Like she just goes,
yeah. I saw that.
I thought that I must have gone like, oh, and then left, but I didn't. I just went,
yeah, you just do not perceive.
Yeah.
I was, so when I saw when that happened IRL, but I was listening. I'm like, what the fuck is Van Richten? And then I looked at everyone else, and then Anna was just gone. I was like, why did she leave in the middle of, and then you popped up. I'm like, oh, something must have happened.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We're learning. We're trying to keep up.
On the topic, I have one more. Is it okay if I say one more?
Yeah, of course.
Because like you mentioned, Christina, as you being a new D&D character and like reacting to everyone else reacting, I think one of the most character, not like the question, I can't remember how the question was phrased, but what was the most like character defining moment for you, or shocking or developing? And I think as far as me as a new character or a new player and Kadal being Kadal, one of those moments was when we first encountered Indigo and he's like wailing on us. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want to fight this guy. This is dumb. Everyone wants to run. But, and it was getting late. That session was getting really late. So I'm like, I'm kind of over it. But then there was a moment where I had this feeling like Kadal wouldn't be. He goes into this rage mode, or he goes into this like tunnel vision mode, and I feel like he would keep fighting. So I remember at one point we were like, what are we going to do? Everyone decided to run, but then I ended up being like, I felt compelled to just have Kadal keep attacking Indigo, and he was getting his ass kicked, but it was like a very defined moment of, this is me as the player, and then this is Kadal making the decisions. And that, I think, was one of the first moments that I was like, oh, this is what D&D feels like.
Yeah.
And I thought
That's
that
really
was,
cool.
that was really cool. And I felt bad because I'm like, I'm not making the right decision, but it was like, I'm making the true decision. I felt like that was a really character defining moment for me.
I really like that. The right decision versus the true decision. Yeah.
I love
Thank you. I feel
It's
like you really
happening.
set the stage for that, Anna. Like, you had talked about it for so long, and now that I know what it feels like, it's
I
crazy.
remember maybe even explaining that to you, Christina, where I was like, for
Definitely.
the first time, I feel like my character is writing themselves. Like, all these writers are always like, the character tells me what
Yeah.
they're gonna do, and I've always been like, I wish that would happen for me. And D&D made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you've created a persona, and it's separate. I mean, this is like dumb to say, I guess, but like you've created this persona and it's not you, and everything that they're doing is not you. So it shouldn't be you making the decisions for that person. Which
If you say that anything is dumb one more time,
okay.
I, as the host, will call security.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Don't make me pull the stream over.
Security and I are not getting along. Yeah.
Turn this broadcast around.
I'm having an interesting memory thinking about character defining. I had a really, really small, like, private moment with Cassia in the episode where we end up in Silgar's lair, where, Cassia kind of surprised me by not being able to react. Like, I went into like full freeze. And then there was a part where we all had to sign over basically our lives, saying that, so we signed a contract saying that Silgar could put a bounty on our heads in exchange for the above artifacts. And for some reason, that was a good idea. And in the moment when we were just like fake signing, I signed with my left hand. And I was like, girl, you're left-handed? Tell me. That's so weird. And that was so little and cool, but I really felt like because she was being so quiet in that scene, I really felt like we were like, you're left-handed. Why don't you tell me? Yeah, I'm left-handed. You didn't even ask me. Like, it was so crazy.
Maybe our characters are multiversal and we actually have created like a mind link with them. Maybe they're real people.
I believe it.
This is the logic.
People.
I used to convince myself Pokemon are real. I endorse this.
Oh, same. I used to talk to my Pokemon plushies.
Yeah, we're best friends with 9-year-old me right now. Yeah, it's out there somewhere. Manifest, Anna.
Rachel, did you ever have the Pokédex? I know this is totally off topic, but dude, you can see it right here. This is my oh, you probably can't see it. But I used to scan my plushies and be like, guys, I'm scanning you. We're going to be friends.
Aww.
No.
what I'm saying is this is very healthy behavior, Christina.
No, it is. No, it is.
Bo, I don't know about yours. We'll talk later. But
know.
Christina, this sounds good.
Don't listen to him, Vulpix.
If thinking stuffed animals aren't alive is wrong, then I will never be right.
Bro, I grew up on Toy Story.
Yeah.
You had to believe this stuff.
You
And that
gotta believe.
really,
Shoulders.
the traumatizing Christmas movie that came before it with the plushies. No, and they had to get back under the tree and be gifted to the kid again. No,
No.
this is my Candle Cove. It only played on my TV.
I must have blocked it out. That sounds scary.
Indian in the Cupboard? Did anyone?
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Bro.
definitely.
But as the junior host, I'm going to remind us that we have at least 25 questions.
Oh,
Right.
great. Okay.
Right.
So mathematically, we're going to want to.
I'll shut up.
All right. I want to combine the end of that last question and the next question in Discord. They asked, what's your everybody's favorite moment, favorite session or episode, or maybe favorite setting? So I want to go around and just say the first thing that comes to your mind. We're going to do a lightning round, okay?
Ooh, lightning round.
Yeah. Is it okay if we start with you, Anna?
Favorite? I guess I'll say from the perspective of I've always wanted D&D to be a catalyst for my acting. It was the one where Luna finds out that the Unhallowed is Mason.
Yeah, you acted your ass off. That was amazing.
Yeah, we all cried. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Rachel, do you have one?
Oh, actually, it's the when we were all crossing the bridge because it was our first our character's first time like out of the walls, and yeah, we're goofy, we're cute.
Yeah. Bo?
Our bandit battle.
That
That was
so
my
funny.
favorite. It was so funny to me, and I think that it was just like a good portrayal of us in this entire series, and how poorly we roll, and how we react really well to it.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
true.
Yeah,
I think
and
I
I think
have a
that was also like when I started deciding, making decisions for myself in the game.
Yeah.
I think.
you were letting loose.
Yeah, I was letting loose.
I have a moment, I think is the episode after the bridge. We had just been through all of that, and we get to that cavern, and everyone had to jump into the cave. Well, Luna and Kadal jumped right in, and Lacan and Cassia took a second to decide if they were going to go in together, and then they held hands. And that was like so fucking cute to me.
I'm cautious. She was nervous.
It was so nice. Okay, the next question. What feat or spells that haven't come up in use in season 1 would you want to see in season 2?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Whoa!
Hmm.
What feat or spell that you?
I would say like a left feet, because we've had so many right ones.
Yeah,
And they're, you know,
yeah.
For casting.
I want to give a little behind the scenes because Nate before the finale was like, "Hey, do you know that Christina has feet?" And I was like, "No, she doesn't. I was just talking to her about Lucky." And he's like, "She's a halfling. She has the feet Lucky naturally." And I forgot. And we were like, "Wait, has she never ever rolled a 1? This has never come up?" And we were like, "Yeah, she has it." So going into the finale, that's what we were like, "Yeah, Christina's never ever in her life in this game rolled a 1."
Just that pin right into that voodoo doll. Just that nobody knocked on wood, nobody threw salt over their shoulder. They just say these things.
It was our
Oh,
fault.
it
I'm
was
sorry.
so funny. And I'm really excited about Kadal's. That's a feat, right? When you do the sun thing?
I was gonna ask about that. Is that a feat?
The sun thing?
Yeah,
What sun thing?
the sun
Radiant.
strike,
Sunbeam?
the radiant
I-
sun.
That's a spell, isn't it? Let me look at your character sheet.
Well,
Yeah.
both of them count because it's a spell or a feat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that.
Mm.
And there are so many spells that I want to try. Someday, this is like just I'm putting it out into the universe. Someday I am gonna make sleep work. And maybe everyone will fall asleep and we'll just have to deal with that. But someday I'm just gonna do it.
I also think one day you're gonna make someone invisible for like longer than one turn.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
It's gonna happen for you.
Nate has mentioned sleep to me before too. He was like, basically the kind D&D discussion equivalent of like stop trying to make sleep happen. Sleep
Yes.
is never gonna happen.
I know. I eventually just have stopped even putting it on my character sheet because I'm like, yeah,
But
poor
it
Nate
does
has described
work.
it.
It's just, I think it's kind of a poorly designed spell, honestly, personally.
Yeah, personally, also, yes. So, we should all email now. I'm just kidding. Rachel, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I don't like talking to you guys about my feats. I like to keep those private and secret. But I can't do magic. I've always admired it very much as Lacan, and I think somebody should polymorph something.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh.
we haven't had a
Ooh.
polymorph yet.
What does
And
that even
this
mean?
group would have fun
Is
with
that turning
polymorph.
things into things?
Yes.
Basically,
Oh.
usually into animals.
Oh.
Like usually a mage turns a person into a sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be Googling that.
I wonder if I get.
Put Warcraft 3 in there for your own, or Warcraft.
No, I was like, that sounds
World of
Warcraft.
Warcraft or something.
I mean, Baldur's Gate too. They turn into sheep in
yeah.
Baldur's Gate. I was disappointed you couldn't choose what animal in Baldur's Gate because traditionally in dice camera action it was a chicken.
Aw.
I think
I'm gonna-
for me, oh wait, sorry, Christina, were you just gonna say one?
I wanted to say and I did.
Nice.
So please go ahead.
Congratulations.
That's a good call out.
That's actually really well said.
Thank you.
I think that for me,
It's a wiki feats, guys. You'll never find my profile like that.
Sorry, I wanted to,
No.
before we change subject just really quickly, I did want to say James Moon reminded me in chat that the 2024 updates for sleep are actually a good revamp, which I keep meaning to point out that between season 1 and 2, we need to look at the 2024 revamps because some of things like spells and weapon, like
Oh.
cool things you can do with weapons. So we will do that. Thank you for reminding me, James Moon.
Thank you, James Moon.
Sorry, Bo. Continue.
I think for me, first of all, as a new player, I didn't know that people had spells because I'm a monk and all I have is like unarmed strike and stuff. But something I'd like to explore more of that I didn't get a chance to, but I think that it's because Kadal's kind of like figuring himself out and yeah, just figuring things out. I think that the definitely the sunstrike, but the breath weapon, we added some lore to the breath weapon. So
Yeah.
we've only used it once, and there's now some what's the word? There's kind of some repercussions of it
With
and
consequences.
And so I'm excited to explore that more.
Me too. Yeah, you snuck that on us.
I did. It was
Yeah.
actually a last minute thing too. Like I was texting Nate while I was having. I'm like, hey.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
He's like, I guess.
Nate was like, you want to nerf yourself? Okay.
New number, who dis?
Oh, the lore.
Doing it for the plot, dude. I love it.
I'll say my answer is I've used Bardic Inspiration, but I feel like I wanted Luna to be more musical, and most of her stuff has been very like comedy almost.
I love it.
I like that for her, but I want to add a little more musicality to her, I think, which is neither a spell or a feat, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Music is the greatest magic out there.
True.
So I would say it's a spell.
Mhm.
Does anyone have any last thoughts on that? Okay, because I'm gonna move on. So there's a bunch of questions in a row. So I want to do another lightning round. I want to know just in one word, how is everyone feeling about the recent lore drops? And let's start with Rachel this time.
One.
Yeah, just one word. I'm making it really hard.
God, you've all seen the image, but I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the Always Sunny episode or guy where he's got the red thread in the corkboard and he's pointing to everything. Charlie Day. What is happening? Like, I feel like this is like where I have to do like summer reading. Like, we all have to go watch DCA. Like, Anna, I need you and Nate to put out like a watch this episode, then follow up with this thread, then check out this book because it works on any level. I've been a fan of DCA over the years. I've soaked up a lot. Sorry, this is a fact. That's the end of my answer. You know, girl, the list. Fast round. I'll shut up.
Since it says Anna especially, can I have more than one word?
I take it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that. You can have one word. As many. I'm so sorry I put you in that box. Rachel, do you want to finish your thought? I'm so sorry. So you're Charlie Day trapped in this horrible box. Oh God, you're too good at miming. This is too real. No, it's not that low. It's way bigger. No. It's no, stop. I'm breaking it open.
Okay.
It was just a ceiling. There was no whole box to it. It's crazy.
Okay, so Rachel's feeling like Charlie Day on her murder board.
How about you guys?
Yeah, Anna, how do you feel?
So at first, the lore drops of like Luna having Evelyn's soul surprised me by me being like, no, which would not be what you would expect. Because I think I was so concerned about Luna being a different character than Evelyn because I play Evelyn professionally and have for legitimately 10 years in a couple weeks. So I was really scared of Luna turning into Evelyn or like all my characters being Evelyn or something. So I was like very conscious of trying to make her different. But I think that actually is kind of cool because it actually fits into Luna's story really well too, where she's kind of like, I want to be my own person. I want to have my own memories. I want to like, you know, I think fighting with the fact that like the soul that she has was somebody else's first and the body she had was created and so like I think that's really fun hooks for Luna as a character, not just for like the continuation of Evelyn's story, which I love Evelyn too, so that's not bad. And I know a lot about Evelyn, so that gives me a lot to work with. So
Yeah.
I think like a little overwhelmed because it gives me so many exactly like Charlie Day red strings to pull on. A little bit like at first like shocked and a little bit resistant and now more creative and excited.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see here.
And actually, while we're on this one, and I just kind of want to pick at the thread a little further because the genuine curiosity of mine was, and it seems like you had zero intention of any between Luna and Evelyn when you set out to make her. Like it just, after the fact, after the reveal, I think it's really cool how you've been able to like weave the threads together of like, oh, well, she's the moon, like the reflection of the sun. Discord, you've been doing excellent work. I see you putting a lot of red thread on that corkboard.
I know.
But
I'm either a genius or an idiot because I did not intentionally make Moon to Evelyn's son. Like I did not do that on purpose.
Well, Anna, we had talked
really
about this,
or
like we had talked about I was thinking before I understood the like setting that Cassia would be like very into the sun because she is involved with plants, so it would be like photosynthesis. And you were like, that's so funny, it's like I'm the moon to your sun.
yeah.
That was like a year ago, so that's really crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I mean the one thing that I think I share with some people is this feeling of like I don't know how Evelyn died, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Evelyn was supposed to kind of live forever or something.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe she is in Luna. I don't know. So that I also I don't know either. Everyone keeps being like, when did she go in the mist? Was this the first time she went in the mist and Mason just didn't know that she actually came back eventually? Or was this like a final time that we never got to see? I have no idea. And I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I don't like that. Bo, do you have any thoughts?
I'm just happy to be here. Like I didn't know the lore the way that everyone else did. So I was like, there were some things that I was like, whoa, but very minuscule. So everything was just unraveling in front of me like I was the new kid. So I felt really ignorant, but I was like, wow, this is heavy still.
Yeah, I think actually this leads to the next question I want to ask. It's for you and me. This Christmas presents, and I'm like, okay, this one's for Bao and Christina. What's been your favorite and least favorite part of learning to play D&D?
I think they're kind of the same answer for me. It's the freedom to make any decision. Any decision is acceptable.
Yeah.
Or permissible, as the Protestants would tell you. And I think that like it's scary because it's like for me, I'm like, I need to play to win. What's the right play?
Yeah.
What would they do? Or like what should they do? And then there was this like freeing moment of like, you could do anything. It's just what would that character, like I said before, what's the right play versus what's the true play for this character. And I think it's like both my favorite part and the most challenging part for me.
Yeah, I really agree. I think my favorite part has been the freedom, and my least favorite part has been learning to go with the flow. Taurus vibes. This one is for Rachel. How is Lacan so broody and so cool at the same time?
A lot of reasons, I would say. Excellent upbringing, you know, the bone structure, the genetics, the teaching, of course, you know, the innate coolness. It was actually devastating when I asked Nate, our DM, if we were the coolest group of students, the coolest troop that was prepared to roll out from Rainer one day.
Yep.
And it still hurts me, actually. We were neither the hottest nor the coolest, nor was our aura the highest. And I'm still shooketh.
But it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't the worst, but even as worst, we would have been something.
Jesus Christ. That is so good, man. Oh my God. Everyone loves a broody boy. You name a single anime that has a brood in it, and they're always the favorite. They're always the favorite. I just have to put that out there.
Yeah, I'm living my anime boy dream. It's totally true. I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
It's working for all of us. Like, thank you for being the channel for Lacan. There was Lacan art today.
Bro.
Talk about shooketh. Like,
Oh my God, I know.
Lacan is like the community is helping me. Like, I brought like attitude, and you guys are like, no, I see him. He looks like this. He does this thing. And I'm like, that's him. We're looking at again. They're in another universe. We're all observing them. It is beautiful. We found this boy.
Yeah.
The way
We fell in love in our imaginations.
That's a hopeless place.
It's almost like put that on the now that's what I call D&D one. We've been coming up with so many good ones.
And we just have like 4-second bits of them. So yeah, perfect for this commercial.
It'll be like hit clips, like where you just get the one.
I love it.
You're taking me back.
Woo! So I'm gonna combine some questions because we have quite a few questions about kind of like our character's creation process. So a couple people want to know about like what was the creation process, and also when creating characters, were there any rough drafts that you didn't use?
Bowen created his character on my stream, and we had some rough draft moments, I think.
Do you remember them, Bo?
I remember, I think the thing I remember the most was that I was like, I'm going to be a Kensei monk. I'm not a Kensei monk.
No way.
Yeah. No, that was like, I was emotionally ready for that too. And when we leveled up, I was looking through all the feats and I'm like, man, something about Sun Soul is really calling to me. And I think it's cool too, because there's like a million reasons why that was cool, but it was funny because I was just so dead set on Kensei monk. And I'm like, okay, what's his weapon gonna be? And then Indigo has a gun. So what if I stole the gun and then that becomes his weapon as a Kensei monk? That would have been cool. And then I was like, nah, the sun is calling me. So I think that was the biggest thing for me.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I actually had a really similar thing with Cassia when I had to level up. I was like positive she was going to be transmutation. It was like a very big part of her that because she understood nature, she like change is the only constant in life, and she just understands that everything's a cycle. And like she might understand that, but she doesn't like act like that at all. So when it came to I don't even remember what I picked. The one where you can do other things. Conjuration. Now she can kind of pull things out of thin air, and I think that has been a lot of how I feel a lot of the time, where I'm just like, ah. Yeah. And like it's come in really in handy in battles. I feel like Cassia's often like creating something. She can only create it. It's like only this big in her hand. So she does this, and then she's like, stop in the name of
every time you've done love. Every time you've done that, it's been so cool too. Like it felt very like plot heavy. Like it was
Thanks.
gonna lead to something. I thought that was cool. One of my favorite moments though is when you were like constantly bringing things out, and then we were in the tunnel, and you're like, "Oh, I've got a boomerang," and we're like, "Great, for what?"
Actually, that's
Didn't-
something. Oh, no, sorry.
Didn't Nate say something like, I can't think of anything that would be less helpful in this situation than this?
Literally, he goes, "If I may, a boomerang might be the most unhelpful thing you guys have right now."
He wasn't seeing it. I was seeing it, Cassia. I saw, and it coming back. It would.
It could
Like an
bring
olive
news.
It's like a dove going to get an olive branch and bringing it back.
Oh my god.
Just on a very narrow.
I think
Yeah.
I think, Rachel, weren't you gonna be a bard at first too? And then I pushed you off bard?
I was also gonna be a bard.
No, we all like we like monkeys in a bed. We just rolled over.
Yeah.
I had drawn like you know, like when somebody holds up like, oh, I did this and it's beautiful, and then teacher's like, oh, let's see yours, Rachel, and I'm like, it's that but worse. Like that was like we were going around and like Christina introduced her character, and you just saw me like kind of crumple up my sheet and be like, I'm not gonna be the farm girl. Like
No.
fungus, I'm gonna be, and then I just reached into my ass and I pulled out sad anime boy.
You really did find him in a hopeless place.
That's true. It was some philosophy pages open, some weird metaphysical stuff. He was there.
That is so crazy because I was gonna be a bard, and then Anna was like, "No, my dream's always been to be a bard," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't even know what D&D is, so I don't really. It's B. It's the first one, so I."
It's similar to me. I didn't know what any of these were except for monk, and I didn't want to be a ranger or a rogue because I felt like that was like, nah, I could, but something else. But I didn't know what a bard was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only rough draft element of Luna is that some of the stuff that I kind of like made up in my head about what the glowwood was, even though
Yeah.
Luna doesn't remember it, doesn't seem to be exactly fitting. So I'm kind of figuring that out as I go. Because I had a lot more like the fact that she can talk in people's heads. I was seeing that very like micellar network, like the mushroom network is how she communicated with people in the glowwood, and it's very
Yeah.
Avatar like connection with all living beings. So I think that that's still part of her. I'm just trying to figure out where that came from now. Like,
Yeah.
because if she was kind of born in this dread domain, is there another part of the glowwood she was in? Is that from Evelyn? Because Evelyn was originally Oath of the Ancients. Like, so that's the rough draft element that I'm not really sure about, but I took inspiration from Nate because he didn't write Paulton's backstory. He had Chris Perkins write it. So I was like, all right, Nate, I don't know my backstory. You
Whoa.
tell it to me.
That's so interesting.
Mhm.
But there is something so like core and fungal about even reusing a soul, but like fully making it into
Oh.
yourself and your own thing. Like
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
full on decomposition, recomposition.
Oh, I love that.
Sorry.
No.
This is off topic, but someone in chat just mentioned that Sun Soul monks historically worship Aminator, which is an aspect of Lathander, which is Evelyn's god. More red threads.
Kneel down.
Whoa.
Add it to the board.
Destiny. Yeah, we're like, all right, here we go.
How is all of this working together so well?
Yeah, it's destiny, man.
I mean, and isn't Lacan currently carrying an above artifact that we don't know is the sun because we think it's a little tentacle? Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
okay.
That should have been in the lore drop question because I should have talked about my favorite pet theory. I will not tell you what that thing is in case you as the cast want to stay away from that knowledge.
I don't know what it is.
But it is part of Evelyn's, like, my cosplay. Like, she has that thing. So if Kastrid has it and her last name is Seppa, my favorite fan theory is that somehow Kastrid is a descendant of Paulton and Evelyn. But Nate will
Eh.
probably never tell us whether that's true. So
Maybe Luna will ask the right question though.
Wait,
He's
but
very inquisitive.
That's so
And-
cute.
you've opened this box now. I watched like one of the reels you posted about K-Strayed and Stray Kids, and like, what does that mean? Like, what does that confirm?
It just means Nate is a meme lord.
Oh,
is all that means.
No, it doesn't mean anything real or true or nothing.
What?
Okay,
I didn't
confirmed.
even
I didn't
realize
need
that.
any of that. Fine, just I'll take.
Bro, that just blew my mind. I didn't even think about that.
You didn't see that reel?
No.
Yeah,
It's like
because
one of our
Palton
higher
Seppa is mixed around salt and pepper.
Oh wait, no, I did know that. I did know that.
And then
the K-Strayed thing.
Nate was like, "Did you you didn't notice what K-Strid's name was?" And I was like, "No. What are you talking about?" He was like, "'Cause Salt and Pepper was from the Deadpool soundtrack." And he's still like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Damn.
So naturally,
He was like, "So you know who's on the Deadpool 3 soundtrack?" And I was like,
Bro,
"No
that's
idea." I was like,
I
"Celine
see.
Dion? I don't know." And he
That's the
was like,
second one.
"Stray Kids."
That's crazy.
I'm just seeing Nate in front of that murder board, and he's like just taking papers down, like, come on, obviously, Deadpool, this.
If everything's originating from Deadpool, that would be every character has a Deadpool name.
Oh,
My
it's K-Strayed.
actual favorite, because recently in the ongoing DCA chapters, Simon, who is Evelyn and Paulton's adopted co-parented child, who would use the last name Seppa, met a nice girl and went off with her. So maybe K-Strayed is
Oh.
their progeny.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Huh. I thought of one more thing that I when we had to write our backstories, I remember writing like curiosity is the only thing that drives Cassia. And
Ooh.
actually, I'm just leaning on you so hard. Like when Luna's asking the questions, I'm like, oh yeah, like what she said. Like I'm curious what's gonna happen, but like I'm not gonna say it. It's weird how that's manifested as like a very silent
Oh my god.
curiousness.
Do you think that's changed? Like, do you think it drives her instead?
No, I think it is still curiosity, but I really thought it was gonna be like outward curiosity, but like whenever anyone is talking, like she's doing math, like she's like that meme where like the math is going around and like she's like, wait, so this person and then maybe that, and like we've learned too that like I also was like, oh, Cassia's really book smart, and I thought like I don't know why I thought I could do that as someone who doesn't know anything about D&D, but every single time I've rolled for history or insight and being like, Cassie probably read about that in a book. I know I haven't rolled many ones, but I've rolled a lot of threes. And so I think I've liked learning that about her, like that I think she's curious about life beyond what she knew on the farm, but I don't think it means that she's necessarily good at asking all the questions.
In chat, Siamoth just asked the
Mhm.
thing that drives Cassia. It was always interesting to me that she has this ... fear reaction where she just lies immediately. Where do you think that comes from?
Oh my gosh, I know. I didn't realize that until chat pointed that out. Um, I think like in an animal way, I think that it's protection. I think like she doesn't think that she's powerful enough to protect her friends just as she is. So the lies are like armor. And
Ooh.
because I don't know if you know, we were when we were playing together in person, like I looked over at Bo's character sheet and your armor level is like 18 or something. And Cassia's is like 11. Like I didn't know. I didn't know that wizards are just like soft as squishy.
Squishy.
So I like that question. And I'm gonna keep thinking on it, but protection.
Cool.
Good answer.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any last thoughts on like kind of rough drafts of your characters or your backstories or anything like that?
Luna's voice was this effort because I have a vocal cord injury from overuse because it is my job to talk.
Tis.
And one thing that I have been told I should do is speak as though I'm singing. And it kind of sounds like a Disney princess when I do it. A bit weird, and I feel awkward when I do it. And so it was an effort to kind of incorporate that. And I think I did the opposite. Like, I think I just made it worse. But
Really?
I think I'm still finding her voice. I don't know. It doesn't hurt or anything, but that's another like rough draft thing where it was like, I guess this is just Luna's voice and it has to be.
Oh yeah, that was another rough draft thing. I thought Cassia was gonna have like a British accent. I thought I was gonna do this all the time. Why did I think that was gonna work? I can't even do it for this whole sentence.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
A crab apple.
Okay, blah.
If we ever do
Die
a
that.
one shot,
Oh
I
my
desperately
gosh,
want you
alternate
to.
version.
Because at one point too, Cassia was gonna be like really secretly rich or something. I don't know, whatever. I'd love to do a character like that.
Oh, Platypus Girl says it gave Luna Lovegood, which absolutely was the baseline. That's probably where I got the name Luna, because I was like, I want her to be kind of like Luna
I know.
Lovegood. So,
And like then that you're so connected to the moon, that's like actually insane.
yeah.
If anyone doesn't have any last thoughts ever, we will never have a thought again.
All done.
That was great.
Okay, I really like this question. If one of the characters turned out to be secretly evil, who would the evil party member be? Extra points if no one answers, it would be their own character.
I think,
And I'm gonna turn a light on real quick.
I want to say top of my head, Cassia.
I think I'm pointing at her.
Oh,
I got this aligned.
She has
That one,
committed the
her.
most felonies.
Yeah.
Well, we've already established she's a liar.
It's a slippery slope. Mail fraud, lies. She
Mail
killed
fraud.
somebody and like
The
immediately.
biggest klepto. Did you see her shake
Sorry.
when Luna had that letter from what's his face, Javaxalar, Jar Jar? She was like, I need to take that letter. I'm like, God damn, walk in, lady. She was. You have all the signs, man.
That makes me really nervous. Because something that came up in the season finale was when Jarlaxle was talking about how we were kind of gonna have to make this decision of like joining the army or not. I was really surprised that in Cassie's mind, she was like, how am I gonna convince my family to join the army? So that made me really nervous.
Oh,
I
that's
think-
interesting.
I really want those bonus points. Because so I don't want to say it's my own character. I would like what if Kadal was actually evil though? Like I guess he probably wouldn't know it. I don't know if that's the
I feel like I can see the arc for either Lacan or Kadal. Like I
It
could
would be-
see that Kadal could lose control from pain, basically.
Yeah. It's like Cassia's it was Cassia all along. But then with Kadal, I feel like it's like with the order under betraying him, with Zarnus betraying him, it's more of like he got church hurt or something, and so he's like, I'm against this establishment or something like that. So it's more of I've been hurt, but Cassia's like, oh no, I was always like this.
I wonder too, because or eventually will we all have to do something evil? Like I don't know, like how long
Probably.
that goes on,
With
right?
Nate as the DM.
Yeah, because I was just now I'm thinking actually any of these characters really do have reason. They have reason to be evil. Like Luna could be like, I was made in a dread domain. I'm wearing leather now.
Kind of her daddy is Strahd, so
Yeah. Did you see something in chat you wanted to share, Anna?
oh, someone Platypus Girl 14 said daddy issues to villain pipeline, and I was like,
That's pretty on brand, huh?
yeah.
That's so funny.
It does happen.
Yeah, I feel like I would have before the last 3 episodes said Luna could absolutely become evil because she doesn't have as much social conditioning where she might just be like, this seems right to me and I'm gonna do it. But now that she has the soul of Evelyn, which is like a paragon of sainthood,
Hmm.
it would be very difficult for her to be evil, I think.
Yeah.
Neutral.
Oh,
at best.
Rachel's
Correct.
face.
I was like, oh my god, the narrative of just like a little drop.
Oh my.
I could see it happening to Lacan. Like I could see like if someone threatened the party, he would be like, I will do evil to protect my
Like a
family.
spirit of vengeance.
Well, that's why the problem with the question is with the framing. The idea of good, evil, like this is extremely Abrahamic morality. This is not really applicable situationally to what we go through as
Wait,
created for.
does this help? Because I left something out because I didn't know what it meant, but maybe it was important. Their question was inspired by Dark Urge. Is that where you just start evil and like you know the whole time you're evil and you only take the evil
Dark Urge?
Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
from Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, does that mean fully you want to become like a vassal of Baal? Like, because we don't know anything about gods. There's no religion in the Underdark. I think Nate's like hinted at it, but like no one has any sort of like worship class
I
that
need
we
to
fight
know
with.
more
Like,
about that. That's crazy.
Dude, and that's why it's so wild
cool.
that freaking Sun Soul monks
Right.
worship Lathander and Evelyn. Like the fact that all that's lining up, like Nate couldn't have made that happen. You just chose Sun Soul. So like it's very weird that all of this is coming together.
Yes.
It is a perfect story hook.
Yes, so beautiful.
yeah, that's not just like memeing. I think that we were doing in the last episode, where we're like, oh, daddy issues, like Sunbeam. Like we have, as a 4 characters, lived underground long before, like after the concept of the sun had like disappeared from our history. And so like we find this thing, he's got a sunbeam, so he's like, it must be SON, sun, haha, me.
Right.
And it's like, it's really perfect how you've been able to like weave this all together, but still include these like really essential elements of the game.
Yeah. On that note, I think this is a pretty direct question from that. If your characters were Pokemon trainers,
Okay.
Who would be their partner Pokemon, like Pokemon that stays outside the ball with them?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a great question.
That's really good. That's really good.
Does anyone want to go first?
Rachel, you should go first.
Unless you need a second. There's a lot to go through.
Oh my god, we were talking about the math swimming in front of your head. That's so big.
I think I have one. This is off the top of my head though.
Yeah, that's what this is all about.
I'm not sure entirely, but I think it's going to be either Gallade or Hitmontop.
Okay, explain.
So Gallade is like this warrior. I see Gallade as like this fighter warrior and super like dedicated to the art of kicking ass. And then Hitmontop's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, woo! You know? And he literally fights upside down.
There's 2 Pokemon inside you.
Duality of Kadal. He's either like, or he's like, woo! So those are my, like, off the top of my head, that's just what
we reserve the right to change this answer later, because on the spot, this is like
100%.
We need to meditate on it.
Yeah.
A team of 6.
But I just think that Kadal would train with one of them.
That makes sense.
Not Lucario though, because Lucario's a little too serious.
Well, it's interesting because Kadal seems to have trained with a lot of very serious people, but he's like maintained this kind of like bright personality, which is like really interesting because he could have gone the other way and been very serious.
Yeah, I think it's because he finally made friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know more about Kadal's early life friendships at another time, another place, once you've had some noodling. But I wonder if Kadal's ever had other friends and what's happened.
Yeah. That's a good question.
And were you gonna say something?
Anna?
Pokemon.
No, you go.
Rachel,
Okay.
could. Oh no, okay.
I'll go. Jirachi?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm thinking like Star and Moon and Wish, and Jirachi. I was just looking up Bulbapedia to make sure I remembered things about Jirachi, but Jirachi hibernates most of its life. So I feel like the like not quite being aware of things that have happened fits. That was my second thought. My first thought was shaman, which I can't really defend, but I just thought it'd be cute.
That actually feels really right though too.
The gratitude Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like shaman was the gut answer, which I usually always believe you should go with your gut. Jirachi was the more thoughtful answer, so.
My thought for you was either Cresselia or Clefairy.
Cresselia I did think about.
But that's like legendary. I mean, I guess so is what's his face?
See, I thought Breloom. I was like, cute little mushroom, like dinosaur. It would have so much personality.
I love Breloom.
That's a really good one too.
Okay, what about Cassia?
Oh, well,
Among Us.
We hope.
just so you know, you guys are like speaking Japanese to me right now.
Technically,
I have to confess, I haven't been involved in Pokemon in a really long time, but I'm always very late on things. I started Severance last night because I finally got Apple TV. But so that's, I mean, probably like Pikachu is a good one, or like
okay. Now, can I put a name on the table for you?
Yes,
please.
Haxorus.
What is it called? I'm gonna look it up. Backsaurus, like
because it's like Haxorus. It's Axew, the middle one, and then Haxorus, right, Rachel? I'm just imagining Cassia.
That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh no! But hear me out. It's like monstrous badass.
I'm the host, and I'm gonna not hear you out. Actually,
Cassia's so gentle, and then she's like, slaughter them all. She's on her freaking strider going through the crowd and stuff. But then, yeah.
A Jigglypuff girl.
Oh,
I love Jigglypuff.
Oh, but what did Chat say? Chat has
Sazbuck, he suggested Pumpkaboo for our pumpkin girl.
Oh, and like a tiny one, like a little.
That's
and it's also
actually
kind of sneaky, which she's, she has all these fears and she likes romance novels.
That's pretty fucking cute, actually.
Yeah.
That's
kind of
cute.
different sizes.
I love the idea of something giant with something so little being like, raw. And just like, this is my Pokemon.
That makes me think like Ursa Ring or something, like
or Beware.
Yeah.
How about Lacan?
Yeah. Well, I you do have to go with your gut. Right away, my thought was Sneasel. And we had just watched the Red Wizard of Production is watching the entirety of Pokemon, and we're in Hoenn right now, and there was an episode where Sneasel runs a little restaurant too, and he's very snarky about it towards Meowth. And I was like, oh, even cooks. Yeah, that's my little guy.
I love that a lot.
And he's fancy too. He's printing his long feather. It's a boy one.
Oh my gosh, that's a good.
That's very cute. Oh,
nice.
That's such a creative question. I love it.
Yeah, learned a lot about people when you ask like what Pokemon they roll with.
It also reminds me of when we were trying to decide like what kind of benders we would be if we were in the Avatar Last Airbender universe, and I was really I was really shocked by like when I asked Discord, they came up with totally different answers.
Really?
And so I've been very confused, but we're always open to your interpretation of that.
I would love
I love this question. Do you guys link your characters to a specific song or musical artist?
Oh my gosh, I literally have been meaning to send all of you a message asking you to get on a playlist with me and put a StonesThrow playlist together on StonesThrow or on Spotify, because I have a DCA playlist that I've been building for like 7 years, and I consistently listen to it all the time, and it puts me exactly in that place. And I don't quite have those for Luna yet, but I heard a couple recently that I'm like, these will be perfect to start the playlist. I can't give you ones at this moment, but I them.
I actually imagine that like as Kadal, he has no like music because he was basically trained just as a soldier, as like a monk. And so anytime I've thought about this question, I'm like, I don't think there would be any, like at the moment, I don't think there's any music that would be like, oh yeah, this is giving Kadal. But I don't know.
That's interesting that you see it that way though, because like you are such a musician, because you're like, he wouldn't make any music. And I'm like, this music makes me in the mood to think about my character.
Right. I've actually thought about writing music, like a specific melody for Kadal, like composing something. But as far as like Kadal's personality, I can't think of anything. I'm so boring.
No, you're not. You're finding it.
Business.
I know.
That's what comes down to my head too.
That or the Transformers soundtrack. I don't know.
Ooh.
The first song on the DCA playlist is kind of a universal like D&D parties I love song, which is Battle Cry by Family Crest. And that's a Kadal song. You should listen to it.
If I had to think, it would probably be something like Battle from the Chronicles of Narnia or something like that. It's like an interesting arc of music. I don't know.
Ooh.
I'll have to think about that. That's a really good question.
We'll make a playlist.
Yeah.
We'll share it on the Discord.
We'll make a
get back
playlist
to
and
you.
we'll share it with you guys.
That's such a thoughtful question. Rachel, do you have any?
Hey, no, I'm looking forward to making the playlist for sure. It's I guess is it music that the character would listen to, or is it music that gets like you personally in your like music video viewing headspace?
How dare you read my mind?
Right.
What our characters
two
would listen
different
to is
playlists.
the next question.
Oh my god! Yeah.
This is about us and what reminds us of do we link our
I kind of think Pink Pony Club.
I think Pink Pony Club.
Like if Kadal, I just imagine Kadal's like big tough guy, but then he's like this beautiful piano intro, and then he's just fighting to Pink Pony Club.
And that's so him like busting open the door, and it's like, Mama,
Yeah.
you wanted me to stay.
And then like with Kadal and Luna being like, my beloved friend.
Somebody put in one of our, I think on Instagram, someone commented like, Troopy 84 would love Chapel Road. And I was
Like the three of you probably up front and for weeks and at maximum volume, and then Lacan very begrudgingly, like in the weeks to follow, is like
We hear him humming under his breath.
Lacan, yeah.
You're like, you like it? And he's like, no.
Lacan's like secondhand serenade all day.
Yeah, he wants you to think he listens to classical music, but he is listening to the Black Parade at
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would have guessed.
Just the piano part too.
He's not like a dull real problem sad boy. He's like not quite aware of the real world like teen angst sad boy. So
Love that. Love
Yeah,
that.
I love it so much. Do any of you does anyone else have any thoughts on like what their character would listen to?
No.
I think Luna's like listening to like clouds or something.
Like Bjork or like
Sparkles.
yeah.
Just listening to wind chimes.
Enya was like in my
Sail away, sail away.
days gone cold.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think this next season, ask us this question again at the end of next season. I think we'll have really good answers.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
all of
we'll
our
work
answers
on
are
this.
really amazing anyway, but
Yeah.
And if you think of a song that our character would like,
Please.
send it to that character. Because
Yes.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like a friend will be like, hey, I think you'll like this band. And like, it's become my favorite band every time. Like sometimes people nail it. So
oh
We
yeah.
should make a discussion thread that's like music
yeah.
for the characters.
Yeah.
That's
I
such a
love
good
that.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is a question that a lot of people are wondering. I don't know that we can officially answer this, but will Basterfield and Modem ever be canon? I kind of feel like they are.
They
Canon?
are.
What do you mean? They're canon already.
Yeah.
They passionately made out in that season finale.
Well, they were
and-
like holding each other. Wait, hold up. That happened?
I'm just kidding. Oh, sorry.
In our-
Sorry,
in
that
our
was just in my
head.
mind. Sorry, I forgot.
Well, they were like holding each other. They were being all sweet to each other.
He did say something, yeah, that was like, yeah, there's some.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I think
I'm
we asked Basterfield or something, and he was like, he said something about like there were feelings and we just haven't quite explored. I don't.
Yeah.
Or like we
yeah.
couldn't be together. Yeah.
In my head, they're canon.
Me too.
I
Even
ship
if it's
it.
complicated, like, yeah. And then now they're living together. That's so they've taken it to the next level. Like,
They
where
got
are
a
you
home.
registered?
They got a home.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like I it's lonely here being the only person who knows the complete works of Nathan Sharp
Mm-hmm.
because Basterfield, Modem, and Mason are from another campaign that was completely private that I was privy to that was also very deep and emotional.
Mm.
And Mason was their captain. As you know, he died. Um, and that was like beautifully tragic. And and so like the backstories of them ending up together, them saving Mason, all of that, like there are very few people on the planet who can feel that like I can, and I just want to sit down and do that thing where you explain a story to someone for like 5 hours, even though they didn't ask. So
We're down. That's
at
next
some point,
week.
maybe I'll get Nate to do that.
Dude, I
Ugh,
love the movie.
that makes my heart like kind of hurt in a good way.
Mhm. Also, on their crew was a Warforged Pomeranian named Evie that had a cannon that would she would be like "Ah," and it would go and it would
Oh
shoot.
my god.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
really
That's
cool.
so cute.
Hmm.
Well, I have our last Discord question here.
Nice.
Oh wait, actually, I'm just kidding. I have our second to last Discord question. Um, I think this is pretty quick, but Anna, did not know anything having Evelyn Soul before the session started? You found out like
Not
the
a
same time as us,
bit.
right?
Completely shocked.
Yeah.
I had a hard time role playing through that, honestly, because I was dealing with so much shock that it was hard to figure out what was happening for Luna, what was happening for Evelyn, and what was happening for me as separate things.
It's crazy because it played like, I mean, being on the outside of it, it felt like I guess because you were so into it, it felt totally real. It was crazy.
When I remember it, I feel very out of body. Like I feel like I was swimming in like a cosmic like nether space with all
Yeah.
of these characters. It was very strange,
Yeah.
very out of body.
Another question that I saw that wasn't in the official AMA thread was someone wanted to know who our favorite NPCs were.
Mm.
Pluck.
Yeah.
Duh.
He's the best boy. What? There's other NPCs.
Um, honestly, I loved Silgar.
Yeah.
I thought he was awesome. Once he was like, great, now I have to eat lunch looking at this mess. Just absolutely rude, right?
Man, that reminds me of Meredith. I miss
Yeah.
Meredith.
Freaking
I
Meredith,
miss
dude.
Meredith.
Yeah, yeah. That
Oh,
whole thing, I was like, I love him.
Hope she's having a good day.
And that was my first beholder, so I was like, I don't get it. It's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
And then Nate's like, you are dumbfounded with fear. I'm like, are you sure? Because I really like this guy, man. We're vibing.
Well, it's funny that just the way things have worked out, like us being new to all of this, there are times where it's just so obvious that the order under taught nothing. Because
So many
I'm just like,
times
he's big, and you're like, he's stupid. I don't care.
he's a floating eyeball. Who cares? Dude, there's so many times that Cassie or Christina, you've been like, the fact that I called you Cass, that you've been like, did they teach us anything about this in the order under? And Nate's like, no. What the hell were we doing? What are we learning at this camp?
We're tickling each other.
we were learning how to infiltrate the freaking medical ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
We're
my
learning
God.
to lie.
Begging health potions off the staff.
Does anyone else have any other species?
I think like I have so many, but I guess I would have to say Basterfield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too, to be honest.
I agree.
He's our dad.
Yeah,
I
Or
just
our
like
grandpa, maybe.
must be nice.
like the way he responds to some of your questions, Anna. It's just I don't understand how fast
Red
your
Wizard.
brains are working. Like it's crazy.
I also like did give an honorable mention to Skeeter. Red Wizard's favorite is
Aww.
Oh, look
Look
at
at him. Look at him
him.
go. Aw.
He's been very, very brave. He's been actually involved in this season that I feel like it's been like visible, but I feel like he's always been like flying and like has our back all the
Yeah.
Aw,
Peter.
bye, Peter.
Okay, bye, bud. We got a regular like where are they now update of every pet and like object we've picked up, like a spider
Dude, I'm
egg.
really surprised nothing has happened with the spider egg.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad that.
I don't know. I'm gonna admit, guys, I said the spider egg in front of Nate when I was there, and he made a really scary face.
I will never
That was incredible.
forgive you.
That was incredible.
I have watched that video of you responding to the Drider legitimately at least 22 times. I love it so much.
Incredible.
That was so much fun. That was just so much fun. Like, yeah.
I was so perturbed because someone was like, I would never use a player's phobias against them like this. And I was like, you do not know Christina.
I was like, coward, I would. Look at her.
This is
Coward.
joy freaking out. Okay.
Yeah, like it's just pure like just disbelief that that exists.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like that was my reaction, and on that, like in reality, if you just like looked at the scene where like looking at the characters actually reacting, Cassie was just like,
Dude, I would love that. Like the
Expectation
channel
versus
switch.
reality.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so funny, dude.
oh, oh my gosh. Well, are there any other questions that we have? And
Yeah, people can put questions in chat. If you haven't heard your question be answered yet, put them there. We also had a couple that Rachel suggested, which I thought were very good if we want to go to those. But we also don't need to continue if we feel like we've answered.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you all because I could talk about
Yeah, I'm
this
kind of just vibing with y'all. It's just fun.
forever.
I've missed you guys.
Here's
So-
one from chat from Simoff. Christina, it's in our live discussion channel.
Oh,
Mm.
I can read. I can read. How absolutely dead
Oh my-
tired were you guys while recording that
That is
finale? Giving serious sleepover vibes.
That's what it felt like. But I have to say, like, when we sat down to play, I looked at Anna and I was like, oh, guys, we're not filming this tonight. And then, like, Nate was like, so, and everyone just locked it.
Yeah,
It was
we
like a
locked
K-pop dance group. We were like, bop, bop, chickity boop, bop, bop, all in unison. And for like 4 hours.
We definitely locked in the moment. I rewatching the live back, I was like, oh, that's where I started getting really tired though, because you could tell everyone was getting loopy and then words weren't coming out. And then Nate's face would be like,
Yeah. Poor Nate when he's like waiting for us to like come back to
I
Earth.
knew when he was like over the bullshit, when I was like, I was like, have you guys seen some stupid movie? And he goes, before that. And he's like really trying to keep things going. I'm like, right. It's 2 a.m. It was like we were super locked in, and then it got to a point where
Yeah, it was Django. You asked us if we'd seen Django.
Yeah.
oh, it was because of the way that we were describing someone getting shot. I was like, oh, this is like Django, but it
And
didn't.
my face was like,
he was like, yeah, no, this is dumb. We're stop though. But Nate was being so patient with me. Me trying to get words out. I was like, so if you're an unhallowed, he's like, yes. You got it.
I'm sorry.
As Kadal, it makes sense because he's like very new to the, he's pretty new to the world. He's like, I don't really get it. I'm just here to fight. But then as Bo, I was like, I don't remember words anymore, man.
And I mean, stop me if this is not okay to share, but we also, just the way that the day had gone, we hadn't eaten dinner either. We took a break and ate dinner, but like the first hour or so, we're all thinking about dinner also. Like involuntarily, the dinner is like a fifth character.
literally, we had ordered Chipotle and we were waiting for it to interrupt the game and come to the front door.
Yeah.
So that I could edit that out of the VOD and we could eat food.
We were like, we'll shoot at 6. 9 o'clock rolls around. We're like, we should get dinner ready for once we start filming.
Yeah, we're all about to play, and I was like, I hate to do this, but food places are gonna close, and I'm motivated by one thing.
I was very tired. Like you can see, I feel like my face was like a centimeter lower. You can see in the VOD because I had been setting up that studio for like a
Yeah.
week and then we had been hardcore troubleshooting for probably about 36 hours by that point.
Yeah.
And there's a specific brain fatigue that a producer gets
Hmm.
because the point of a producer is you solve all the problems.
Yeah.
So anytime there's any problem or any decision to be made, someone comes to you and tells you to solve it or make it. And I had gotten to the point where like I'm pretty good at that. And I was like, I'm out. I can't, but what I think is so cool is I've learned from experience that no matter what mental exhaustion point I'm at, I always have a D&D game in me. Like
Oh,
always,
yeah.
no matter what. And I can always be energetic and locked in. Like the body was weak, like you saw me yawning, but the mind was locked in for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'm with you. I didn't think we were going to do it. I thought we were like, you guys, we just have to do it tomorrow. But then once we started playing, I was like, fucking locked in. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, let's go longer. And I feel
This
like,
is
but what
hilarious.
came out was, and I was like, there.
This is hilarious that you guys thought we would not do it. As producer, I was like, we are doing this now.
I was hoping that we would. I was just like, no way are we not doing it.
I mean, we had all the ears on.
Yeah.
And
we
yeah.
painted
Yeah, we
scales
were locked in. I had that
on
makeup.
Vidal. Yeah.
I had my scales.
Yeah, what did you guys think of our little outfits, chat?
Did you like, and huge
We did it for
Rachel
you.
was a huge part of all these outfits. I mean,
Rachel was the costume.
Yeah, Rachel.
Love a little
designer.
outfit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I was so stoked. My makeup, I'm like, I want to wear that all the time. Just scales on my arm, like my face and shit. I can't wait to do that again.
I was picking out
tattoos.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Dude, oh man, I can't wait until like 4 seasons from now when you guys are getting character tattoos.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Like-
what's it gonna be?
Wait, that's the wrong foot. This one.
Mine's gonna be like, I didn't mean to be evil.
It's just going to say that's just a myth on your chest.
Oh man, that's another thread I want to start is like merch that you guys would want, and that's just a myth is a really good merch.
Yeah.
Just letter openers from Cassia would be.
Oh my God, letter openers, that's just a myth.
That would be so cute. And actually leads perfectly into this next question. Been wondering, has Cassia, maybe Lacan too, been writing letters home? Do you have it? Has Lacan been writing letters home?
That question was only asked to the people that have family. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
wow.
Actually, it was asked to someone who has no family as well. Kadal. So.
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's crazy. Why are you sending letters to home?
I'm not, bro.
Look, at least 3 members of this party also don't have dads, okay?
Wow,
'Cause all,
Christina.
That's like
it's all about you and your daddy issues.
we're just letting you go through it, man. You get out the other side like we did.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
It's about me and my daddy issues. That's what gives me my power.
It's like we met that dark army at the end, and all I could think about was like, oh God, Cass is the only one with something to lose here.
One
Yeah,
time,
what we missed.
What do you want to do, babe?
Nate and I were talking about something like just as pals, like something like he was saying like it would be really radical for someone to like create a D&D character that just has like a totally like trauma-free backstory. And I was like, oops. I didn't know we had to do that. I thought the trauma was coming to us. I didn't realize I was supposed to have a trauma.
Awesome.
Like I think Cassia's biggest problem so far in her life was that she's been bored sometimes. So like this is all very.
I dated someone like that.
You want to talk about it or
No.
You good?
It just took me back.
And then
you
That's
dated
great
someone
love.
who was bored one time?
It didn't work out, man. The only trauma was that she was bored.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a hard to relate to. Sorry, Cassia, but
That's so funny. I love that you said earlier, wow, how am I going to convince my family to join an army?
yeah.
It's crazy.
I will say I do think Cassie has been writing letters home, but and this is weird and it goes back to the lie. I think she's been omitting pretty much everything. I think that she, you know how we serve a mission and then we got the choice of whether or not we could go home. I think she never told her family that she got her mission assignment. I think like the letters home are just like still eating mid slurp, missed your pies.
It's that song, Hello Mother, Hello Father. Here we are at the Under Order.
Oh my.
Wow, okay. I don't know how someone's going to do this, but I think it is necessary for someone to go through this VOD and find the at least 6 times that we have made up songs so that we can put them, so that Bo can edit them into a Now That's D&D commercial.
I mean, yes, that's going to be a great commercial, but I also really want to make the entire album. I think we have it in us.
I think I would like to attempt that.
Is it okay if I move on to the next question?
Please.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Which of your characters do you are most and least likely to start a forest fire? Factoring both personality and moveset potential to do so.
Am I pointing at Cassia, right? There we go.
Oh.
Like in a I wonder what would happen, like at the back of the party, like not even telling us kind of way, and then just watching it flare up and being like, "Oop, oh, I better catch up to my friends." And like we find out 4 seasons later that she burned down Raynor. Like I'm ready for this.
That checks out. I feel like Kadal would do it in a rage, but
Yeah.
Again, I feel like Cassia, we have the potential to so many terrible things, but the intentions or the paths there are just absolutely different.
Yeah.
Cassia already could have started one because she set that whole carriage on fire. Like that would have easily burned down a forest.
True.
And I'm glad that Nate didn't think of that. And I'm really glad that he's probably not watching this right now and won't get that idea later. I feel like Cassie's going to start a forest fire, like trying her first cigarette. Like, I just feel like that's her story.
It's not even trying. It's like someone walks in and you're like, oh.
Yeah. No, I wasn't doing. No, I would never.
Yeah,
Why do I see the 4 of us as 4 nerds though with 1 cigarette that we're all like passing around and like Lacan's like, give it back. I think I liked it. I feel it.
Lacan's like, this is the one that my family swears by. Like everyone in my family smokes this kind. It's the best one.
You forget that Kadal and Luna already got
we got pretty
smashed.
Yeah,
that's true.
I just want to point out that there's a difference between the funky fungus herbal inhalations and the nastiness of a cigarette.
That's very true.
The nastiness.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's true.
Who do you think is the least likely to start a forest fire?
Luna.
Aww.
I think Luna.
I think the forest would scream and you would stop it.
Yeah, that's what
I think that's true, but also Lacan has the least likely skill set to start a forest fire. Oh wait, no, candles. My bad.
Yeah.
I
traveling with candles.
As Lacan, have a respect for and an awareness of my fires at all times.
True.
I'm a chef.
I feel like
that's true.
If someone attacked us right as you were going to bed with your candlestick and they knocked it out of your hand.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like on purpose, but you'd be like,
that's a bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. Are there any characters? Do you think any of our characters, like, let's say, like, oh no, sorry, this is revealing that Christina, might be evil. That if like that whole army was in the forest and we had an opportunity to just light the forest on fire.
That's
which one
tactical.
of us would do that? And why is it me?
The fact that you came up with the question. Yeah.
I think we don't need to participate in this, Christina.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Tough,
hey, Cassia, Lacan supports you.
Anyway, any favorite things like food, hobbies, music you'd like to share about your characters?
Midslur. Hell yeah.
Midslur.
Ultimate peasant's meal. Breakfast.
Just stuff.
It's like bagel bites. You can when pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime. Hell yeah, Midge Slurp.
It's possible that Luna is one of my only characters that's not a vegetarian.
Oh, that's
interesting.
And that's for those of you who don't know, if it's okay if I share, and I'm like, that's very different from you in real life. You are the most vegetarian person I know. Yeah.
I've been a vegetarian basically my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I probably couldn't quit if I wanted to anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be good for you.
But I think maybe the reason for that is that to me, Luna feels so plugged into like the circle of life, that like, the antelope eat the grass kind of situation. Like I feel
Oh,
like,
here it comes again.
yeah.
The what do the what with the I was actually it's good. Right, were you finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
When we left after filming the show and we were driving back talking to Christina in the car, I was like, I haven't quite figured out, like I've got basically like 3 or 4 different cards with like different reasons Lacan got into cooking on them. And I was like, I'm kind of just holding them, wait to see what situation Nate puts him in to like play like how he got his like cooking like affinity or something. But I think the food at Order Under is so subpar. And the food he's encountered throughout his life has been so subpar outside of the estate and the fancy places that he's eaten that he's really just gotten quite good at plussing up his own meals because he doesn't like asking people to do things for him, but he's also a picky fancy boy. And so he's just like, oh, give me that mid slurp. And he's like, a little chives, seasoning, and like
Every time,
here.
every episode, I hear Lacan talk and do anything. I'm like, Lacan is the Schmidt of the group. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, they're all agreeing. What does that mean?
Oh.
Does that make Kadal the Nick?
Is this a Backstreet Boys that I missed?
It's New Girl. I feel like okay, can I?
Oh, and Luna is for sure the Jess.
Yeah. And Cassia, I feel like Cassia could be Winston. I feel like Kadal might be more Coach. I don't know.
I've only heard Hannah Simone say like one sentence, and it's like, "Are you ready? It's time for the WCG Ultimate Gamer." So I'm aware that she has a career as an actress, but I do not see it.
For the uninitiated, Rachel was a contestant on WCG Ultimate Gamer.
Don't watch it or Google it. It doesn't
was
exist.
A show that was hosted by Hannah Simone, who also plays Cece on New Girl.
Oh wow, that is deep. I didn't even know that.
That's some good lore.
Was it fun, Rachel?
I always say how I'm just that many degrees of separation from New Girl. So
Can I?
Oh yeah, and I work for Zoe Deschanel, so.
I'm not supposed to have favorites among people.
My buddy went on tour with them.
I'm her.
Oh, see, so we're all just one.
All connected.
Fine, yeah, my connection is worse than everyone else's.
No, it's
No,
how
because you
close to
have all
Joseph
of us.
Gordon-Levitt are you? It's
We were all like, shut up, Anna. Oh yeah.
No, the thing, it's funny too because like we're all like, yeah, we're so close to it, but I can't even imagine how many calls I would have to make to even like.
Back to the like character's favorite thing. Can I give you?
Oh, like what we're talking about, Bo?
Oh, the show, the point.
Yes,
Right,
sure.
right.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Kadal's favorite TV show is New Girl. Something special about Midge Slurp for me as Bo, which I'm so happy that Nate brought this in. I trained in Korea doing martial arts for a little bit, and while I was there, what we would do is we would tour to different fighting academies to train with different grandmasters, and literally for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, almost I would say 90% of the time we would have this dish called bibimbap, which is like literally just a peasant dish. It's rice, vegetables, beef, and an egg on top.
Compare bibimbap to Midge Slurp.
And but they're like, this is the peasant's meal. Here you go, bibimbap. And I was like, okay, whatever. But then afterwards, that is literally one of my favorite dishes in my life. And so it like when Nate was like, Midge Slurp, everyone, I was like, it's like bibimbap. So it's like there's this special place in my heart for Midge Slurp because I affiliate it with bibimbap.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love bibimbap.
It's
me too.
So good. Yeah. That's it.
I'm trying to think of other like hobbies and stuff. I mean, I've already mentioned that I think Luna is a lot more musical and dance aligned than I have played. But I think she also doesn't know what a lot of her hobbies are yet.
She doesn't know what hobby is yet.
What did Cass say?
You have that you have the pipa or the pan flute, right?
Yeah. And someone in chat was like, you should get a pan flute. And I was like, I literally bought a pan flute before we started this game so that I could use it, and then I just haven't. So I should.
You
And
should.
next
Right
next
there.
time we're there,
It's
we'll just
within reach
oh,
of my
why
desk.
don't you
Oh,
put
let's
it
see
right
it.
there? Yeah,
Do
let's
it. Do it.
do it.
Bro, bibimbap is so good, you guys. You guys have to go to like real Korean bibimbap. It's like
Take
purple
me
rice and shit.
there.
Oh.
Dude.
Oh. Oh.
Hell yeah, dude.
Here you go.
I-
Oh, beach. Yes.
Hey,
Oh, we in the club.
hey.
That one sounded like stop.
Wait, sorry. Here's the clip for later for socials. Anna, play us a tune.
I gotta learn. I have to
That's a
learn to
Glowwood classic right there.
That was an Aeolian scale.
Yeah. So see, I need.
Oh my
practice.
gosh. It looks great.
I don't know why I picked pan flute. I play a lot of instruments, not the pan flute. So
Wait, Anna, you know what you should do? You should be like, I'm gonna play the pan flute and then have like really, really good pan flute music ready and then just go like that.
dude, I've done this before. Another bard character that I have plays the zither. Do you want to know what a zither is?
Yeah, I know what a zither is.
It's this.
That's the haunted thing, right?
Extremely
And you walk
beautiful
around with
antique
that?
instrument. Yeah, and I learned how to tune it, and I learned how to play it, and then I never used it once on stream, and it sits here in my office and is beautiful.
Well, then I'm really like as a fan of you and a fan of the show, I'm like really excited for you to lean into that because it sounds like this has been something like bubbling under the surface for a long time, and I think it's gonna be very freeing for you when you finally start doing it.
I've been not accountability buddying, and I'm accountability buddying myself right now. Yeah.
Well, we get accountability about you.
Is that the one with the jumping guy in the commercial?
What?
Um, I was thinking something that revealed itself about Cassia was that her hobby is definitely reading these romance novels, and I love how it's become like more of a thing, and actually like the knowledge that she has about some of the magical creatures that they've encountered have been because they're characters in her books instead of the textbook I thought she was gonna be
That's
reading.
actually so sick, dude.
Thank you.
So sick.
Yeah, it's sick. I want to like make her bookshelf someday, like or like draw it at least, and just like yeah. I'm accountability buddying myself for that. Does anyone have any last thoughts on that question?
Yeah, I just like hearing you guys answer this because a lot of like when I'm thinking about like what our character's up to, like we kind of blaze through a lot of the downtime that would happen like IRL when we're traveling and stuff like that. But now I'm thinking like in that long, carriage ride to where we we're headed in the last episode, like, okay, here's Cassia like reading all these like steamy books, and like Lacan's actually brought like all these old like stuffy equivalent of like honestly they're like light novels. They're not any better. They're just boy romance books. Like how like much of our collection do we have to reread before we start trading Cassia? Like,
oh my gosh, we should actually. That'd be so fun if we each came up with a few books that they've read, and then I'm sure there's some overlap too, which is so interesting.
Like Kadal's got comics, and then like I can just hear like Luna like tooting on the pan flute as they're like reading.
That's so funny. I love that so much. I don't think a lot about the downtime, and I should. That's.
You guys think that like the Order Under or like Raynor has trading cards for like heroes and like the military officials?
That would be an interesting replacement for religion, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Worshipping like
they're
guys.
the heroes of the Order Under or something like that, or the superheroes of the Underdark. I don't know. I was thinking about that. That'd be kind of cool.
Definitely like probably on the Underorder like campus. Yeah, maybe that's something they would make and start passing around.
Like if y'all ever play Final Fantasy, any of them, they have like card games and it's like cards of the monsters or like different characters and stuff. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of, it's like, I've got a centaur and my centaur beats your spider. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways.
That would be an interesting hobby if that was like
that'd be fun.
He's like, I collect all the cards.
Fun little in-game thing.
Yeah.
You can make our own trading cards. Yeah.
I want to make so many things. I actually don't know how to answer this question. So I'm curious, maybe this is more for the seasoned players here. If the characters were aware of the concept of multi-classing, would they try something new? If so, which class?
You can basically on to if you weren't a wizard, or if you wanted to be something in addition to a wizard, what would you also be?
Really?
I think, Bo, I asked you about this after the end of last season because I was like, you've got some, like, as Kadal, you kept attacking and like going in a certain way. You're grappling a lot. And like, even if you, the player, wanted to pull back, it was like, Kadal's in a rage. Kadal can't stop. Have you looked into Barbarian at all?
No, I haven't. You mentioned that, and I was like, I didn't know that was
Such a good fit.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it would be. It's funny too because he's like, Kadal's stealthy. He can be stealthy, but it's funny that he's like also barbaric.
Mm-hmm.
Just the head-on tank.
Well, that's what's cool about multi-classing. You're kind of like combining the best. Like when I had to think of like, I'm leveling up Lacan, I'm really just going to take some things. But I was like, oh, dexterity would go up because he's having, Nate's having us do all these like dexterity puzzles and we're sneaking around and we're trying to be, quiet and stuff. So it makes sense that like, that's what, he would grow in having spent time with you guys and then leveling up with you guys. So
Cool.
I was trying to like look to the character and see where we're going.
I didn't know that multi-classing was even a thing. So it's so cool to D&D keeps like, you just keep learning more, man.
Yeah. It's amazing.
What about you guys?
Luna would probably multi-class into druid.
What does that mean?
Primarily the reason for that is that druids can wild shape, which is kind of like how I have charges of bardic inspiration. Druids have charges where they can change their shape to usually an animal or some kind of creature.
Oh, is that
Or
like the bear guy?
Yes. Halsin. Halsin is a druid.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yeah.
The most famous sexy bear man, indeed.
That's why I know. Fortunately, I just Googled like all Baldur's Gate sex scenes. Don't want to play, don't understand. Show me what everyone's talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think her connection with nature lends itself to that, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a druid bard multi-class before.
That'd be so cool. I feel like Luna would be such a good bird.
Yeah. Ooh, Circle of Stars druid. That's a good suggestion, Sazbucky.
What's Circle of Stars? Circle of Stars.
Druids just have different circles, the same way that monks have different schools or whatever it's called. Bards have schools. And they all have different things. Like my last druid was a Circle of Wildfire druid, so she could use one of her wild shapes to turn into a flame elemental instead, or to summon a flame elemental. So just things you can do.
Cool.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about Lacan?
I don't know. I was trying to see if Artificer is a 5e class. Just thinking that he comes from the background of his family working with all the trinkets and jewels, and he's got a jeweler's kit and some of that history as well. So it'd be really interesting to see, like, it would be a step back from the front lines though, which was I was trying to see like, is there a more fighter? And really it just gets to barbarian or monk. So I don't know. I think Lacan would understand that he could go these other directions, but he would probably think the choice he's made is the best choice because it's the one that he made.
Aww, I love that. I'm jealous. That's cool.
No one ever plays ranger. No one ever wants to be a ranger.
What does that do?
It's not worth talking about. You
it's
no one ever wants to be ranger. Why?
I can't imagine why.
They don't matter.
I don't know. I cleric comes up in my mind, but I truly don't understand why. I am curious to see how once we get into is cleric religious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm really curious, like how Cassia will react to religion. I don't know. She seems like she could be like convinced to join a cult, so I don't know. I like this question. What would all main four's favorite Disney movies be?
What?
Okay, what would your character's favorite Disney movie be?
Such a good question.
Yeah. I think Cassia, unfortunately, would like Thumbelina. I think she would really see herself in that one. I'm gonna.
Thumbelina is a Disney movie.
It's
I
not
think
Disney.
yeah, but it's a puffy white case movie. We all understand it's in the same category.
A puffy white case movie is exactly. That's a perfect way of explaining it. Yeah.
I don't understand what that means. Never mind. You can
VHS.
Do you want me to call you 22?
You are not the youngest one on this call.
I know.
The puffy white VHS tape cases. that
Oh,
Disney
the ones
movies
that
came in.
creak. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
Got
creaky
it.
cases, the creaky poppy cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Disney movie? Wow. I know that like instinctually I would want to say Mulan just because, but
Ooh.
I think it's Raya and the Last Dragon.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, because he's a dragon.
No. Close though. Yeah. I
Frozen.
think.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, I think. What were you gonna say?
Frozen 2.
Yes, I can see that.
Show yourself. I'm dying to meet you.
Yes, because Luna is hearing mysterious voices and being like,
And who am I?
go there.
Where do I come from? What do I mean?
Oh, I love that. That's
Dude,
perfect.
If I think about the song Show Yourself, I start crying.
Yeah, that's so good. Oh my god.
I love that movie so much.
And I did say,
Someday I need to give a dissertation on why the Frozen movies are so important.
I really want to do a mother effing PowerPoint party, and if we have to do it here, I'm down. I
so
really
down
think
for
a
that.
PowerPoint. I want to do one so bad. Okay.
okay. Yeah. Yes. And Anna, I need you to give that presentation directly to my face because I'll tell you what, I'm not a believer and I'm afraid of the snowman.
I'm kind of.
I understand.
I'm kind
I
of.
burst into tears when I see the snowman.
I will convert. I will convert you.
I get it.
Sorry.
It's like the Burger King King. It's deep in that valley of uncanny.
Oh damn. Damn.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Cassia, did you say what your Disney movie would be?
Yeah, I think Thumbelina.
Thumbelina? Yeah.
Did Lacan have one?
I was so like my first thought was Mulan also, but in the way that like I watched anime at like teenage years, like he would watch Mulan and be like, I just gotta fight a girl like that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
But then I was like, oh, let me just scroll through this list of popular Disney animated movies to refresh my Fox and the Hound. I feel like that is like what he dreams like his friendship with Kadal like might be, but he's just
Oh, I've
You
never
remember
seen
how
Fox.
that
and
You
the
know
Hound.
how that ends?
bro. Okay, maybe he walked away in the middle.
What is that?
It's like the saddest
It
one.
ends beautifully, Gadal. It's great for both of us if
I'll
we're
watch it.
either Fox
Let's
or
do it.
Hound.
Oh my gosh, we should have it. The dragon and the guy.
I didn't remember how it ends.
The
I don't
Dragon and
know.
the Guy. I forgot which movie that is.
A lot of movies.
It could be Pete's dragon.
Oh.
It'll be
that's
Pete's
cute.
dragon.
I like that one.
Lacan and Kadal. It's Pete's dragon. There you go.
All right. Did we do them all?
Yeah, I think we did them all.
No.
All the Disney movies.
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
Disney
Oh, yeah.
movies. No, we still have more questions.
Yeah.
If your character had a superhero catchphrase, what would it be?
Oh snap.
Is that it?
Ooh.
Well, I
No.
could add more to
snap.
it, but or is that the catchphrase?
Oh, is that the catchphrase?
Is that it?
No, I
Is
was
that it?
Oh man, that
That
was
was
a twofer.
crazy.
I offended both of you.
that was crazy, Rachel. Oh my god.
Man, Lacan wishes he could do those kind of numbers. I'm sorry. No, that was a perfect question.
Oh,
Whoever
no,
asked
I
it, great in its delivery, and then Kadal sounded like a great catchphrase. I was wondering if that was the one.
No, I just that was a great question, and my reaction was oh snap.
Dude.
But
for
now
the
it's like
first-
oh shoot, maybe that should be my catchphrase.
For
Just
the
kidding.
first episode of season 2, we should come in as the party is testing out catchphrases.
That's such a good idea.
Because I
Like
feel
in
like
the
this is
mirror?
something you have to try. You have to try it out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Boy,
Well, okay, so like we have to think in the way of like the classic, like let's think Marvel catchphrases like I could do
No,
this all
Chad.
day.
Right.
You know, like
Oh, I mean, I know
That's my secret
Lacan's.
cap, you know, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like Luna's would have something to do with like
Hulk smash, yeah.
I don't need to remember to know what to do. I don't need to remember to know something.
You're a punk.
What about
Yeah.
the you can't snuff moonlight thing? Or moonshine?
Yeah.
Right after you
Oh,
make
you don't
someone
like
like
that one?
laugh to death,
don't
you're
like
like,
that one?
can't
No.
snuff moonshine.
I like that one a lot, but it's so Evelyn.
Yeah,
Because
you're right. You're right.
Evelyn's catchphrase was can't. This is a big lore drop too. I don't know if I've said this on the show, but Evelyn got her catchphrase "Can't hurt sunshine" from her uncle Mason because she was like bullied as a child, and he would like
Right.
cheer her up and be like, "Cheer up, you can't hurt sunshine. You're my sunshine." He called her sunshine. So "Can't snuff moonlight" was his way, I think, of like reflecting Evelyn in Luna, but I don't know if that's Luna's attitude yet. We'll see. Maybe it will fully come to bear. I don't know.
Right.
I just realized that every time I've said it and even wrote it, I have written can't snuff moonshine. Like
It might
is it
actually be
moonlight?
moonshine.
Okay.
I think Nate said moonshine. Maybe I can't
No,
remember.
you said moonshine.
Oh no, I hope
Same.
I'm not. Okay. I didn't mean to make it about something else.
Ooh, Estenial says it's like My Hero, where they're all picking out hero names, but instead it's catchphrases. I'm very interested in our My Hero hero names as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
These are things we need to think about. These are not on like we can't commit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, mine occurred to me immediately. It's just
Cassia, go ahead.
don't.
That's true. You have used that one. Also, Cassia's is clearly that's a myth.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Like after I kill someone, I'm like, that's a myth. You thought you were going home? That's a myth.
Just segue to it every time. I love it.
Dear God.
The first thing that came to my mind for Luna is why.
No, that is a good one.
I don't know what Kadal's would be. Anything I ever think of is just, oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
that's a Kadal sound.
you started playing with daddy issues stuff, but I don't think I don't know that's like totally catchphrase.
After every battle is just father. Just this one's for you, Dad.
Someone's Anna Arlene in chat suggested for Lacan, I'll pay double.
Oh, that's
so good.
I'm gonna run out of money, but I'll do it.
I love that.
We have to think about these things. We need to
these
write them
are
down so
good.
we can come back and tell people.
These are great questions though from chat. I want to make like one of the like character like answer with your guy. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I should say thank you everyone for all your thoughtful questions. Like I'm so impressed constantly by this community in Discord, in chat, just like the level of thoughtfulness, like the things that you think of that I wouldn't think of. I'm just constantly, I feel so, and I mean this genuinely, #blessed to be a part of that conversation. So thank you so much to everyone. I have one last question. It's pretty easy. Have you guys been shopping for character-specific dice set?
Oh, no, but I leave tomorrow morning for a convention, and I'm now going to be. I've never looked for dice before.
Yeah, me neither.
So to be like on the hunt, I'll always see the dice and be like, huh. Now I'm gonna be like, there's some Kadal looking dice over there. Got any dragons? Dragon die?
Yeah. You'll hear them calling from like the edge of the table. There'll be a little like glint sparkle. Like a
I want some dope, especially after at basically D&D Mecca. The dice you guys had were so crazy, and now I'm like, oh, I want cool dice.
Yeah, the different clunks that they make.
I am very happy to consult as a seasoned and overshopped dice owner. I was bummed because I think I have the perfect Kadal dice, one of my most recent purchases. One of my specific dice fetishes is dice that have stuff inside them, real stuff. I bought some dice that have blue and gold dyed snakeskin inside them.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And I was using them at the table. I meant to show them to you.
You know what would be sick? Here's what I want. I want dice, but I want a picture of my face in them. Like, so you just like roll it
And,
and my
like-
face is like
Like each
one
like
has a
each
different-
number has a different like the nat one. It's just like
yeah, like here's my 6 die. My 6 die is like
I think we're missing an important factor. How do they taste? did that go out yet?
no.
no.
That's so funny.
Watch at StonesThrow RPG to find out why we're laughing.
Please don't try any of our stunts at home, especially that roll for gravity one.
What's the actually on the? I know you guys have to answer this question too, but what's the most expensive dice you guys purchased? Also in chat. That's a question for chat as well.
I plead the fifth.
So like,
Crazy.
never mind.
It's Nate has spent more than me.
Well,
That's not an answer.
The most expensive set of dice in our house
Yes.
is repurposed metal from a tank
Right.
oh yeah,
that has a historical certificate from a museum of where this metal came from.
Right. I think about that often.
I don't have that. So
that's a really good use of metal from a tank.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I like
agree.
that recycling. That's cool.
play and love, not war. But to answer the question, I actually bought the Luna set before I made Luna. It was just like deep in me. One of my more expensive sets actually is like a very clear prismatic glass that's all rainbow colored. And I was like, there's someone in those dice.
Oh my gosh.
And they've been actually you probably can't see it because I think it's right above my frame, but there's a dice stand that has a whole set on it, and it's been sitting on that set for a long time. Those are my
There's
Luna
someone in that dice, and Bo's face is just like,
dice. Yeah.
It's me like
I need to buy any dice because I got a beautiful dice bag. I put them in now.
oh my gosh. Anna, our amazing producer and castmate and leader, made us each our first. I mean, this is my first dice bag, and they have our characters' signatures on them from when we signed the contract in Silgar's office.
yeah.
So unbelievable. I don't
This
have
is
mine right now,
mine.
but it's truly perfect.
So soft. Mine's so fancy.
Mine's
They
my
are so
skin.
us. Yeah.
It's my skin and my signature. It's awesome.
It's
like from
so
a mold
cool.
you made it. Like
It was like, yeah, it's when I shed. Luna was
I
like,
just-
I'll just take that.
I just realized like how we're the three of us. Okay, hey, Rachel and Bo, we're gonna have to try to figure out how to learn to sew so we can make a Luna bag.
yeah, did
Okay.
you make yourself one, Anna?
I will just so we all have matching ones.
We'll just use it out of her skin.
but I haven't made it yet.
Okay.
Not everyone works that way, Kadal.
I have good fabric for it. I bought
Yes.
fabric.
I love the beads too. The color is so
I know.
bright.
They're so cute.
You know,
Mine
I
have
just
little
realized-
leaves.
And Red Wizard got one too.
Oh, that's so sick. And it's red. I
Yeah.
really Anna asked me for my signature and I was like, I want nails for the K. And she nailed it.
Nah.
Shantana.
I'm glad you guys like them.
Love it.
Actually, maybe this is a good time to segue because I made those because I'm so thankful to these people for essentially donating their time to be part of the show. And it is my dream that eventually I can compensate them what they're worth as invaluable performers. But we've been invited to do a panel at PAX East, which is in May. And I have spent our show budget. So we need to raise money if we're going to do that. I'm hoping that in one of our future streams we may do a little bit of like a fundraising thing, but just so you know, if you have purchased memberships or sent tips or anything in chat today, or if you plan to do so in the next couple weeks, that will specifically help make our dream of actually doing an appearance at a convention a reality. So if you're wondering like, should I support the show financially right now? This would be a great time. Just saying.
That'll be
Sorry, host
great.
Christina. I kind of took it away from you there, but just
No,
mention.
I'm so glad. I forgot to mention that. No, that's and also, I mean, everybody who's already supported us, like I can't even believe like that finale was because of you.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. And that was like one of the best nights of my life. So already,
Honestly.
thank you so much. Seriously.
Seriously. Agree.
And like we just appreciate it so much. And like Anna always says, it's not just about the monetary support. It's also just that you're here, that you're talking to your friends about the show. Like that is the coolest. I can't even imagine. Like the thought of you being like, "Hey friends, I think you'll like this," is the greatest gift. So thank you to everyone who's done that and who's tuned in. I feel like I'm ending the show. I didn't mean to, but maybe this is a good time to stop. Rachel had some really beautiful questions. Did you want to do those? Do you want to save them for
Also,
another time?
I kind of talked over everyone with the dice. I don't know if you guys were shopping for your character dice or not.
No, I get really, really attached to things, and now I feel so attached to the ones that I have already. So,
And they were also they came in clutch.
Yeah, we all
except for
use
when
them.
it rolled, except for when it rolled.
Except for when you rolled.
It once. And now a little now they've all been in my mouth. So you'll see what I'm talking
I can't
about.
wait to make a clip of that out of context.
Follow. I feel like Karen and Mean Girls. I'm like, I can fit my whole dice in my mouth. Wanna see?
Why does Mean Girls become the perfect, like, it's always Mean Girls. with
It's always.
Does Tina Fey, has she played D&D? Can somebody get Tina Fey at a table, please?
How many degrees of separation from Tina Fey are we? Call her.
I'll find her. I love her.
Tina, do you want to play D&D?
Tina.
Tina!
Tina, can you hear me?
Do you want to play D&D?
Here we go again, guys.
Oh gosh. Well, this is my least favorite part of every Wednesday, which is I think when I say goodbye to all of you. So I'll keep it brief. Is there anything else I need to say? Producer, can you talk into my ear? Is there anything else I need to mention?
Yes, Christina, please let the audience know that we will be back next week, hopefully with a recap stream of season 1. So if they want to invite their friends to watch and their friends aren't quite caught up yet, but want to join in on live for season 2, that'd be a great time to tune in. Also, all of our historians and us remember what happened. That would be a great time to tune in so that you can be part of the discussion and make sure we don't miss anything.
Oh, this just in. That's all I heard from the. No, just kidding.
And then after that, it will not be long before we start season 2. We may take like 1 week off, but we don't want to spend time not playing D&D. We're just trying to give Nate's beautiful storytelling brain a little bit of a rest because he does a lot of writing every week. So we're letting him take some time off, and then we'll be back at it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't take much time off for mental health reasons because I need this.
Who was saying rare?
Hi, honey. That's the executive producer. She's so squiggly.
She's a noodle.
Oh, well, I love you, all 3 of you, so much. All 4 of you, Red Wizard, and to all of you at home, thank you so much for being with us and. Man, letting us into your homes and your hearts and your brains. It means so much. So we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye. Love you.
Yeah.
Bye.